Hey guys, Dr. John Michael Salvato here. As I wrap up an incredible weekend that I'm so grateful for and just a fantastic day, I'm preparing dinner for my partner and his family as they come back from a road trip helping family members to move. And there was just something I just had to get off my chest, something I just want to share with you guys. It seems to me that every time a company starts to lose people at a dramatic rate, as soon as they start to see people walking away from their deal, to maybe because their websites are down more than they're up, maybe because the value that people once expected and thought they were going to get just doesn't seem to be available to them. Maybe they're tired of hearing the same nonsense in their trainings or the same fluff, the same regurgitated bullshit. And so folks start to walk away, and as soon as that happens, all of a sudden, have you ever noticed how those companies immediately, and some of their leaders, start talking about cutting out all the negative people in your life and blocking negative family members and friends, and how any time you bring up something that challenges or holds accountable the leadership in that company, suddenly you're the negative person. But I think it's time that we challenge that line of bullshit. Because the fact is, when companies drop the ball, when they fail to hold themselves accountable, when they stop delivering on their promises, then they should be challenged. They should be held accountable. They should have somebody in leadership with the balls to stand up and say, this is not acceptable. When companies start to play favorites and allow people to jump around from organization to organization, that is not acceptable. It's unprofessional in our industry. The industry standards are already set. This isn't just a matter of opinion. This is a matter of precedent. When companies stop producing value and delivering real training and just have some self-aggrandizing hack blow his own horn or her own horn and regurgitate the same stuff that the real leaders in our industry have been teaching for 15, 20, 30 years, then that's not acceptable. And we have a right to demand change. And if that change doesn't happen, then that person has a right to move on. And if that person is a leader and that person has an organization, they have a responsibility to let those who turn to them for leadership understand why they've moved on. Clearly, in my own situation, I've walked away from companies and from incomes that have been difficult to walk away from at times because I really genuinely cared about some of the people that were involved, and I even respected some of the leadership. But it was time to move on because I have a fiduciary responsibility to the members of my team to ensure that they're involved with something that's going to produce results. And it's not negative to hold people accountable. It's not negative to say this is not acceptable and this is not part of our plan. So stop letting the people bully you that call themselves leaders, the hacks and the kids that are just lead press on leaders who move their groups from one organization to the other, just in hopes to cash in on the moment, when they tell you that you're being negative for moving on, when they tell you that you're being negative and should cut your ties with your friends and family members. Here's a newsflash for you. Don't ever cut your ties with your family members. Your family is the most important thing in your life, and so you can't have it both ways. These companies like to pretend that they're all about family, but what they're really all about is developing a cult, because their family is only the organization itself, and not the people that are genuinely in your family, who are genuinely, many times, just concerned that they don't want to see you get burned. Now understand, family members will sometimes criticize your business. They'll sometimes be negative about the things that you're doing, but just because somebody's being negative doesn't mean you have to cut them out of your life. It means understanding how to stand on your own 2 feet and think for yourself. And that's something those companies are terrified that you'll ever do. Think for yourself. So I just want to leave you guys with that, because I've seen an awful lot of that bullying going on today, and it really is not acceptable. It's not professional, and it's not something that I think we should tolerate as leaders in this industry. It's enough to say, that negativity shouldn't be part of your business, and so you should make sure that if there is something that's not acceptable, that you find a solution. You want to be part of the solution, not a part of the problem. And that means being ready to say, this is a problem. This is not acceptable. And I want to move on, and I want to make sure that I'm delivering the greatest value to the marketplace. So enough of this hype and this bullshit and this, let's get out there and make videos to bully people into sticking around on a sinking ship, because that's never effective. Do the right thing. really focus on delivering real value, and sometimes understand that some people are going to move on. Some people are going to move on whether your business is the right business for you or not. You may not have the courage to move on when you know things are going south. Others may have that courage. And that's your decision whether you decide to get moving and get on board with the right opportunity before your downline becomes your upline is your choice. But you have to honor the choice of others to do the same thing as well. So I hope you guys have an incredible week this coming week. Let's get out there and deliver real value in the marketplace. Let's remember that the point of power is always in the present moment, and that the best is yet to come. I'll talk to you soon.